Hello students, welcome back to this session on electromagnetics or EMFT. So today in this session we are going to talk about the electric field intensity. In my previous video I have already talked about the electrostatic force and the Coulomb's law. So I have already discussed about a concept where if an object has mass, the mass is responsible for the generation of the gravitational force, and if an object has charge, the charge is responsible for the generation of the electrostatic force. And if I compare both of them, the electrostatic force is much higher than the gravitational force. So electrostatic force is contributing to the properties of the object. So I hope this thing is clear. In my previous video when I was discussing about the electrostatic force, I gave you that if I have only two charges, so I had two charges Q1 and Q2 charge, and I was having the electrostatic force between the two charges. So the Q1 charge, if it is at A point and Q2 charge is at B point, there will be the electrostatic force FAB, and the direction will be from A to B or along the line AB. So if I have to see the electrostatic force, two charges are required. Now what about electric field intensity? If I have an isolated charge, electric field can be computed for the isolated charge also. So for the computation of electrostatic force, two charges were required, but for the electric field intensity, I require just one charge. Okay, and with the help of a test charge, we can find out the electric field intensity of my charge. So now if let's suppose I have one charge, so this is my Q charge, and let's suppose I have one more charge, so let's suppose this is my QT charge. Okay, so this is the test charge. The test charge will follow some properties. The first property of the test charge is that its charge is very less, that it will not disturb the electric field of the charge Q. Okay, so now if I have placed the charge QT such that it is not disturbing the field of Q, then I can compute the force or the test force due to QT. So now if this is T and this is A, the test force FQT will be along the line AT. Okay, so what will be the test force? Test force FQT will be equal to, I hope you remember it, it was equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon. So the product of charges, first charge is Q, second charge is QT, upon the square of the distance between them. Let's suppose the distance is R. So here we'll be having the square of distance between them, and AR represents the direction. So okay, this is the force. Okay, and the computation of force always requires two charges. So what is happening actually? The charge is producing some electric field surrounding to it. So here we are having some electric field of charge Q, and when the another charge will come into the electric field of charge Q, then it will exert some force on the charge Q, and that force we were computing with the help of Coulomb's law. Okay, so electric field is the inherent property of a charge, and whenever we have any isolated charge, we'll be having its electric field. So now let's suppose we have the 3D coordinate system. So like here we have the 3D coordinate system. So this is my z-axis, this is my y-axis, and this is my x-axis. And here I have some point P, x1, y1 and z1. Okay, now I need to compute the electric field intensity at this point. So now electric field intensity can be given by the force on the test charge. So I am writing it here. Electric field intensity, it is also vector quantity. It is given by the force on the test charge divided by the test charge. So if I have to mathematically compute the electric field intensity, I will be using this formula. So what is FQT? I will just put the value of FQT. Now I will divide it with QT. So this QT and this QT will cancel out, and I will having so this is my electric field intensity. Electric field intensity due to the charge Q will be equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon R square. I know what is epsilon. I have discussed about the epsilon in my previous video. So you can go back to that video if you have any doubt about epsilon. Now what is AR? AR is the unit vector along the direction of this AT. So now if I have this coordinate axis, and here if I need to find out the direction of the OP, so now what I can do? I can find out R. So what is magnitude of R? So this is R. Okay, R is the distance between O and P, and what will be the magnitude? It will be x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Okay, so what will be the R square? R square will be, so under root will get cancelled out with the square. So here I'll be having x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. So this is my R square. Now I need to find out the unit vector. So if I divide the vector AR by its magnitude, I will be getting the unit vector. So let's put all the values in this equation. So what would be my E? E will be equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon. This will be the same. And what is R square? So I'll be putting the value of R square, which is x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Okay, now what is AR? AR is the vector. So what is the vector? Vector is x1 AX plus y1 AY plus z1 AZ. Okay, so now if I divide it by the magnitude, what is the magnitude? Magnitude is under root x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Okay, if you recall the formula of the electrostatic force, there also I had these two multiplications in the denominator. Okay, so now what would be the output of the multiplication? The output of the multiplication will be, so here I have the power 1 and here I have the power 1 by 2. So if I am multiplying the same number with different power, I gave you the same example. If I am multiplying x with x square, so it will be x raised to power 1 plus 2. I will be adding the powers. So here the power is 1, here the power is 1 by 2. So 1 plus 1 by 2, the power will be 3 by 2. So now I can simplify it and I can write E is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon. So now it is multiplied by x1 AX plus y1 AY plus z1 AZ, which is divided by x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square raised to power 3 by 2. So now what would be the unit? Unit will be Newton per Coulomb. So okay, I was having the force unit is Newton, and when force is divided by charge unit is Coulomb. So the unit of electric field intensity will be Newton per Coulomb. I have not computed the electric field directly. I have computed the electric field with the help of the force. So now coming to the next concept, which are line of electric field. Okay. So what are the line of electric field? The line of electric field are the lines surrounding the charge. The tangent to these lines will give me the direction of the electric field. Okay, so tangent will give me the direction of electric field. So the tangent on the line of the electric field will give me the direction of electric field. Also, the line of electric field give me the information about the intensity of the electric field. If the lines are denser in a region and we have an isotropic charge, so what is isotropic charge? I will be discussing about it. So if the lines are denser, then the electric field is more. So for a positive charge, so this is my positive charge, the line of electric field will be always outward from the positive charge. Okay, so this is the line of electric field. So what is the electric field intensity at point P1 and here at point P2? So the electric field intensity at point P1 will be greater than at the point P2 because lines are denser in this region. Okay, and this is an isotropic charge which is radiating in all of the directions uniformly. So if I have a positive charge and it is radiating in all of the directions uniformly, then I can compute the intensity of the electric field by just looking at the density of the electric lines of force. So now here I have another charge and this is the negative charge. So this is my negative charge and here the electric lines of field will always be inward towards the charge. So I hope now you understood how we have electric lines of field for a positive charge and for a negative charge. And now if I have a combination of two charge, so this is the positive charge and this is the negative charge, then in this case what would happen? So it will attract, so it will go from positive toward negative. So no two charge lines can intersect each other because at that point we'll be having two direction of electric field. Can a vector quantity ever have two direction of electric field? So in any vector quantity we cannot have two direction. Vector quantities are represented by only one direction. So this is how we'll be having the electric field lines for a positive and negative charge. And if I have two positive charge or two negative charge, so these are, this is both the positive charges. So here I'll be having electric field lines away from the positive charge. These will repel each other, so we'll be having the lines like this. Remember, these lines will never intersect each other and it is going away from the positive charge. And it is coming inside the negative charge. So now I hope this thing is clear. So now I hope you understood what is electric field intensity, how we can compute the formula for the electric field intensity, and how we can see the line of electric field, what are the line of electric field and what does it represent. What are the properties of line of electric field? First property is that it will give me the direction of the electric field. The tangent to it will give me the direction of the electric field. And the second property is that these lines will never intersect because at the intersection point I will be having two directions. So let's suppose if these two lines are intersecting, here the tangent is this and the tangent is this as well. So we have two lines of the tangent and two directions of electric field is not possible. So this is the reason we can never have the intersection between the two electric field lines. So I hope you understood each and everything. I will be stopping at this point. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe the channel and push the like button. And now if you still have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment. Thank you.